Today on the Daily Scoop podcast from the Scoop News Group, the IRS cuts about 50 IT executives, and the Treasury Department elevates Jeffrey King to CIO. It's Monday, March 31st, 2025. Welcome to the Daily Scoop podcast, where you hear the latest news and trends facing government leaders. I'm the host of the Daily Scoop podcast, Billy Mitchell. Thanks so much for joining me. All right, let's dive into the day's top headlines. The Internal Revenue Service on Friday placed around 50 IT executives on administrative leave, according to 5 sources familiar with this situation, the latest in the Trump administration's gutting of the tax agency during the heart of filing season. The decision to cut IT executives was made by Elon Musk's Department of Government Efficiency, according to one of the sources, and was carried out by acting IRS Commissioner Melanie Krause. Rajiv Uppal, the IRS's Chief Information Officer, and Kaschit Pandya, the agency's Chief Technology Officer, were not among the 50 dismissed staffers. The 50 people were at the senior executive service level, 2 sources said, and most were Associate Chief Information Officers. One of the sources FedScoop spoke with, an IT executive who left the IRS earlier this month, said the 50 staffers include experts who are working on cybersecurity, modernization, applications, development, contracts, networks, mainframe and data center operations, among other IT-related areas. FedScoop viewed an email sent to at least one of those staffers on Friday, which said that they were being put on leave effective immediately and were directed, quote, not to perform any work-related tasks during this period. They would continue to receive full pay and benefits during their administrative leave, per the email. The IRS workforce has been targeted early and often by the Trump administration and DOJ. Roughly 7,000 probationary employees were reportedly laid off in February. And sources told the Associated Press earlier this month that the IRS was drafting plans to cut up to half of its 90,000-person staff. In total, sources said, there were more than 8,000 IT staffers across the IRS before these latest round of layoffs. In other news, Jeffrey King is now the acting Chief Information Officer of the Treasury Department. Tony Arcadi, who had served in the position since 2001, told FedScoop on Saturday that he took the administration's deferred resignation offer and was placed on administrative leave as of last Monday. Nick Totten is the deputy CIO for the agency now. A source within the agency also confirmed that King, who was previously deputy CIO, is now the acting IT chief. King had been deputy CIO since 2022. He also previously served as acting CIO of the Internal Revenue Service, where he helped push forward modernization initiatives. The Trump administration has been cycling through CIOs somewhat rapidly. The Energy Department, the Small Business Administration, and the Social Security Administration have each already moved on from CIOs appointed early in the Trump administration this year. For more news at the intersection of the federal government and technology, make sure to visit fedscoop.com. The Daily Scoop podcast is available on all podcast platforms. If you've already rated the podcast on your platform of choice, thanks so much. High ratings and good reviews of the show help more people find it. The Daily Scoop podcast is a production of the Scoop News Group in Washington, D.C. Adam Butler and Carlin Fisher help put the show together, and the entire Scoop News Group team contributes. We'll be back next week with brand new episodes. Until then, I'm your host, Billy Mitchell. Thanks so much for listening.